Hey everyone, how we doing? I just want to share a few thoughts around something that's probably being triggered in all of us in varying levels, and that's fear. So, what is fear, and how does it affect our lives? Um, and I'm just gonna like scratch the surface of this and just get to the point. Um, fear is known as false evidence appearing real. It's where we focus on the things that we don't want to actually experience. The insecurities within us get triggered, and that they're our greatest fears. Ironically, for me personally, my greatest fear has I've come to learn is actually succeeding and actually stepping into what it is that I'm actually capable of and stepping into my potential. And I know many people share this fear. There are other fears I have had to peel back to get to that one, and that's really at the core of it. But fear has two meanings. You can forget everything and run, or you can face everything and rise, and you can actually realize that nothing's happening to you; it's happening for you. And and so when we face our fears, we're finding our strengths by tapping into our vulnerabilities, and it takes courage to do this. But this is why we're here. If we're not going to do it, no one else is going to do it, and we're here. So why don't we do it while we're here? Yeah. Keep it simple. And I think it's very relevant to what's going on in the world right now, massively, because there are it's just nuts. Like no one really knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Every day something else is revealed and something else is spilled, should I say, and something else is shared, and there are more and more restrictions being stepping in, and I personally see this as a blessing, in that the more our fears collectively are triggered, the more we will be able to see those aspects of ourselves that are vulnerable, the parts of ourselves that make us feel uncomfortable. And it's when we get comfortable and we become complacent. And when we become complacent, we turn a blind eye and we're like, oh well, she'll be right. What can I do about that? I'm just one person, or that sort of thing. And so we need to be pushed out of our comfort zone. We need to when we're in a comfort zone, we've created this protection bubble, right? That keeps us safe. It keeps the old program running, and the status quo. And so, individually, this is what happens for all of us. We're all human, and this is a normal part of our central nervous system, and how it works through the vagus nerve into the amygdala, and triggers anxiety and stress, and this sort of thing. Flight or fight, the old reptilian part of the brain, essentially, which has served humanity. We wouldn't be here without it, and yet, like, if we're too much in it, it can be detrimental. It's all about balance, and it's about survival. So, like, it's one thing to be in fear. It's another thing to actually just recognize there are risks, there are dangers to be aware of. But if we buy into the fear is actually weakening our immune system, and it's creating more inflammation in the body. It's going to cause more pain. It's going to slow us down, and it's going to actually directly affect our rational thought process. So when we're in a state of fear, we are not able to think clearly. We're not able to rationalize and process what's actually happening around us and within us. And I personally feel that this is one of the reasons why, like, there's just so much fear pumped through the media, and it some people are actually addicted to it, and so this is a chemical response. Where we're at now, individually and collectively, is a space where the newest part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, is expanding. It's growing, and this is essentially the part of the brain that brings the awareness, is my understanding, brings the awareness of unity consciousness. So the reptilian part of the brain, that which is triggered through into flight or fight when there's a danger, or something that's changed the script. It's all about service to self and preservation of self survival of the fittest. When we learn to step into the prefrontal cortex, we are we're activating the sense of awareness that we are not alone, that we're all in this together, and the decisions that I make are going to affect you, and vice versa, and the collective. And so it's things like meditation and various what do you call it, like various sound technologies, and various trance modalities, and plant medicines can all put us into this space, this state of stillness in the now moment, in this present moment. Mindfulness techniques where we can actually just be present with what is, be the observer, and actually see what's happening and not react to it. And so I guess I just felt to share this awareness that I've come to. So hopefully it can help someone out there who's finding themselves in fear and scared of what's going on around them, which is, going to be triggering stuff that's going on within them. And as you can clear the stuff within you, and you come to face your own inner demons, so to speak. It's not about fighting them. For as long as you're fighting anything, you're going to get a fight response. It's going to be a reaction. So you want to respond. You want to respond with presence, with awareness, and try and rationalize and seek out the solution, which you may be able to do yourself, or you may need guidance. And so there's a whole other thing of worthiness, self-worthiness. Are you worthy to ask for help? And so, one of the reasons why I'm sharing this is because I'm offering my help if anyone needs it. Just chat or just, whatever. Love to give you a big hug, give you a big energetic hug. And this is the extreme of where it's gotten, is people are scared to hug, people are scared to touch, and this is a time where we need to know that we're not alone. We are in this together, and we will get through this. This too shall pass. And you think about everything in your life up until this point that you have had to face, that the universe has thrown at you. 100% success rate on that. That's pretty good. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for pushing through. And thanks for showing up. Like, don't underestimate the power of what you're doing. And yeah, you're only one person, and on one level, like, we're just a speck. We don't, nothing really matters and means anything. Yet on another level, the more you aware you become of what's really going on and how you can influence the world around you, and how you actually can influence your own world, you can pick up the pen, and you can write your own script and actually start steering your life into the direction that you desire it to go. One of the things that's required for you to do that is to face your fears. So I invite you all to face a fear today. Anything. What is something so simple that you fear? Is it a food? Is it, do you really like someone that you really want to tell them that you really like them, and you're fearful of that? Are you fearful of rejection? Are you fearful of being laughed at? Are you fearful of being really good at something? Like playing an instrument or singing a song, or like you fearful what other people will think. It's kind of cool. On that note, I'm going to tap into a fear of mine, and I'm going to share something. Excuse me, I got a really itchy nose. Yes, I've washed my hands. And I'll wash them again when I'm done. So just a few lines from a song. I can't remember the full song right now, but just very, very relevant right now. And a fear I have is singing in a public sense like this. I've sung a lot over the years, and I want to do it more and more and more. But simply put, and this is how I'm going to conclude it, so much love to you all. When you let go of fear, the truth will appear, so simple and clear. When you let go of fear, the truth will appear, so simple and clear. So yeah, face a fear, see what happens. I'd love to hear any feedback of how this unfolds for you, and any fears that you're having. Let's discuss it, and let's see how we can help one another and support one another. Love you all, beautiful beings. Till the next time in my catch.